Dear students, welcome back to a new mathematics session. In today's session, we shall discuss a new chapter, that is the fifth chapter from the NCERT textbook, Complex Numbers and Quadratic Equations. Let's move on to the topic. Let's begin with the basic concepts of complex numbers. Consider an equation x square plus 1 is equal to 0. If you are asked to solve this equation, what will be the first step? Take this plus 1 to the right side, it comes as minus 1. And from here x we will calculate by taking the square root. We will get the answer as square root of minus 1. If we come across such situations, what we used to do, we used to stop here and we will write that there is no real roots because we are not familiar with this square root of a negative number. So in this chapter, in this complex numbers, we are going to deal with such type of numbers. Here, while solving quadratic equations, if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, b square minus 4ac we call it as discriminant. If the discriminant, if you get less than 0 means negative numbers like this, we used to write the conclusion that no real roots. Now here let us denote this root of minus 1 by the symbol I. So here we have got a root of minus 1 as an answer. We stuck here and we are taking this root of minus 1 as I. And then we can say that I is a solution of the equation x square plus 1 is equal to 0. Now x is equal to I we have got because the root of minus 1 we have considered as I. Now the solution of the equation x square plus 1 is equal to 0 is I. Now what is I? Here the quantity root of minus 1 is an imaginary number denoted by I called iota. Iota is a Greek alphabet. The quantity root of minus 1 is an imaginary number. Here root of minus 1 we are representing by using an imaginary number, that is I. I stands for a Greek alphabet, that is iota. By using this I, we are going to define the complex numbers. Here a number is of the form a plus ib, where a and b are real numbers, is called a complex number. And a is called the real part and b is called the imaginary part of the complex number. Here a plus ib. A plus ib means a and b are real numbers. And in the second term there is an I also. I we know that it is an imaginary number. So when a number is written in this form, we can say that it is a complex number. A plus ib. The general form of a complex number is a plus ib, where a and b are integers. A is a real part. Real part means here it is having only real number, and here are b also having an real number, but there is an I on the left of b. So this portion is called the imaginary part of the complex number. Let's take some example. 2 plus i3. So 2 plus i3 is an example of a complex number because here you can see 2 is a real number and this is the imaginary part. 3 is a real number, but along with I it is there. So 2 plus i3 is an example. Then minus 1 plus I root 3. This is also an example of complex number. You can see minus 1 is real number and root 3. This is also real number. Irrational number. So irrational number means it is also a real number system. The next is 4 plus I into minus 1 by 11. Another example. So these are the examples of complex numbers. Complex numbers means a number which is of the form a plus ib. What is I? I is a Greek alphabet called iota. If z is equal to 2 plus i5, consider this one as a complex number, and z, small letter z, is the representation of a complex number. There are a representation of a complex number, that is we are using the letter small letter z. If z is equal to 2 plus i5, then the real part of z, we have divided into two portions. One is the real part and another one is the imaginary part. So from here we are going to identify the real part and the imaginary part. The real part we will be writing as re of z. Re z is equal to 2. And the imaginary part, when we check, it is 5 and the representation is I m then z. I m z means it is imaginary part. Re z means it is real part of the complex number. Real part here it is 2 and the imaginary part it is 5. From here we must note a point, that is two complex numbers z1 and z2 are equal means two complex numbers z1 and z2 are equal means what will be the conclusion? That is what we are going to discuss. Here A plus IB is our first complex number and C plus ID is our second complex number. Then if they are equal means we can come to the conclusion that their real parts will be equal and their imaginary parts also will be equal. See here, real part means here A is the real part, here C is the real part. So A is equal to C, and the imaginary part, if we check, here it is B and here it is D. So B is equal to D. So two complex numbers Z1 is equal to A plus IB and Z is equal to C plus ID are equal means A is equal to C means their real parts are equal as well as their imaginary part B and D are also equal. Next we shall discuss the algebra of complex numbers. Here in algebra of complex numbers we are dealing with addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of complex numbers. First one, addition of two complex numbers. Let Z1 is equal to A plus IB and Z2 is equal to C plus ID be any two complex numbers, then the sum Z1 plus Z2 is defined as follows. Means Z1 plus Z2, when we add two complex numbers, what we have to do is their real parts we have to take together and add, and their imaginary part we have to take together and add. That is what the statement says. If we want to add two complex numbers, add the real parts and add the imaginary parts separately, which is again a complex number. Means when you add, we will get again the same format only, A plus IB format only will be there. So again it is a complex number. For example, 2 plus I3 plus minus 6 plus I5. Then when we add this one, real parts 2 and minus 6, just we are adding 2 minus 6 plus imaginary part means 3 and 5. So I we can keep outside and 3 plus 5 we can add. Then we will be getting as 2 minus 6, that is minus 4, 3 plus 5 is 8. So minus 4 plus I into 8. The addition of complex numbers satisfy the following properties. How integers we do the same thing only. There are some properties in which these complex numbers, while adding two complex numbers, these properties also it follows. The closure law. Closure law means for any two complex numbers Z1 and Z2, Z1 plus Z2 is also a complex number. If you take two complex numbers separately and if you add it, the result also will be a complex number. That is what the closure law says. Very small class onwards we are learning this closure property, means properties of addition. The same property only here also we follow. Next is the commutative law. Commutative law means for any two complex numbers Z1 and Z2, Z1 plus Z2 is equal to Z2 plus Z1. Means here order of addition is not a problem. If you take two complex numbers, first one and second one if you add in order, or second one and first one if you add in that order also, it's not a problem. Both will get the same answer. The associative law. Here also same thing only. Here we are dealing with the two numbers, means complex numbers, but in associative law we deal with three numbers. That is, here three complex numbers if you take Z1, Z2 and Z3. Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Here first two we are adding. The result what we are getting, we are adding with Z3. And in the right side what we are doing is second and third we are adding first, and then we are adding that answer with the Z1. So both answers will be same. Means here also the same thing. Order of operation is not a problem when we are dealing with the three complex numbers. Next is the existence of additive identity. Regarding additive identity here discussing 0 plus I0 denoted as 0, called the additive identity or the zero complex number. 0 plus I0, this is also in the format A plus IB, but the real part also 0 and the imaginary part also included 0. That's what. That is called the additive identity or zero complex number, such that for every complex number Z plus 0 is equal to Z. Means when we add a complex number with this number, what we call it is zero complex number, we get the same complex number Z. So this is called the additive identity of complex number, or simply we call zero complex number. And the fifth one, the existence of additive inverse. Additive inverse means to every complex number Z is equal to A plus IB, we have the complex number minus A plus I of minus B, called the additive inverse or negative of Z. Additive inverse means just to take the opposite, that's all. Here A is there, means that is A is a real part. When we take here in additive inverse, that will be considered as minus A, and here B plus IB is the imaginary part. Here when we write, it comes as minus IB. So this is the additive inverse or negative of Z. Here existence of additive identity means we know that additive identity, how we will identify means when we add a particular number with additive identity, we will get the same number, then that number is called the additive identity. Here 0 plus I0 or 0 is additive identity, then when we add this number with another complex number, we get the same complex number. That's why this portion or this part is called the additive identity, 0 plus I0. And additive inverse means when we add a particular number with its additive inverse, we will get the additive identity. Additive identity means 0. Our additive identity is 0. See, you can see here z is equal to a plus ib and its additive identity is minus a plus minus ib. When we add these two, you can see here a minus a 0 plus ib minus ib 0. So 0 plus I0 will be getting, that is our additive identity. So here minus a plus I of minus b is called the additive inverse. Next we shall discuss the difference of two complex numbers. Consider two examples, 6 plus 3i minus 2 minus i. Here 6 plus 3i is one complex number, this is another complex number. Simply just subtract the real terms. Here 6 and 2. 6 and 2 means 4. And here there is a 3i and minus into minus plus 1i. So 3 plus 1 is 4i. Then another example, 2 minus i minus 6 plus 3. You can see here 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6 is minus 4. And here minus 1, here minus 3. Minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4i. So minus 4 minus 4i, that is what answer. Next is multiplication of two complex numbers. 2 plus 3i into 1 plus 2i. Just consider this example. This is how we are going to do is same as the algebraic expression. When two brackets are there means how we remove in algebraic expressions. The same way only we are going to do. First take this 2 and multiply with the second bracket. Again 3i you have to take and multiply with the second bracket. So 2 into 1 plus 2i plus 3i into 1 plus 2i. Then as before multiply with each element. 2 into 1 that is 2. 2 into 2 4i. Then here 3i into 1 that is 3i. 3 into 2 6, I into I square. Very important term this one, I square. You have to be very careful. 3 into 2 6, I into I is I square. Now 2 plus 4i plus 3i, first 3 times as it is. This I square value we have got now. I square is minus 1. That's what I told you, very important. I square is minus 1. How we have got I square minus 1 means I, we know that it is I, the value of I is equal to root of minus 1. That is what we have discussed before. And I square means what we have to do, just to take the square. Just squaring. Squaring means this term will be I square and here the square root will go. Square root going means it will be coming as minus 1. So that is why I square term we have considered as minus 1. So keep it in mind this one. Then now we can do the final calculation. Here 2. And here 6 into minus 1. 6 into minus 1 is minus 6. So 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6 is minus 4. So the real part is there. Then the imaginary part 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 is 7i. So keep it in mind. The value of I square is minus 1. Next is division of two complex numbers. Z1 by Z2. Consider two complex numbers 2 plus 3i and 1 plus 2i. How we will divide. So division of complex numbers, while dividing, just to make sure that the denominator should not have an I. That will be our simplified form. Means while writing time 2 plus 3i and 1 plus 2i. These are the two complex numbers, and the denominator, if you check, there is 1 plus 2i. 1 plus 2i means it is a complex number. So when we simplify it, we have to remove this I portion from the denominator. Like how we rationalize the denominator while doing irrational numbers in class 10. Here 1 plus 2i conjugate we have to take and we have to multiply in the numerator and denominator. That is what in division of complex numbers we do. 1 plus 2i is there in the denominator. Just to take the conjugate and multiply it numerator and denominator. Conjugate means with the opposite sign. 1 plus 2i. So conjugate is 1 minus 2. Then now we know this is multiplication. Numerator 2 plus 3i into 1 minus 2i divided by this is a plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b, we know that it is a square minus b square. So a plus b into a minus b, remember a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. That is, here we can remove 2 into 1 2, then 2 into 2 4i minus 4i, then 3 into 1 3i, then 3i into 2i, 3 into 2 6, I into I is I square minus 6i square. See here we have removed these two steps because we know how to multiply directly, so just to do it directly. Once again, 2 into 1 is 2, then 2 into 2i, that is 4i, then 3i into 1 is 3i, then 3 into 2 6i square. Signs you have to be careful. Then denominator a square minus b square, and here I square is coming, so I square is minus 1. So here I square is minus 1, then we can just do the calculation, that is 2 minus 4i plus 3i. Here also I square we have considered, that is minus 1 we have substituted. So 2 minus 4i plus 3i minus I square value here substituted, that is I square is minus 1. Then 6 into minus 1 we have substituted. Then what we can do is calculation, that is 2, here minus into minus plus 6, 2 plus 6, 2 plus 6 is 8, then minus 4i plus 3i, minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1, so that is minus I, divided by 1 square, minus into minus plus 4, 1 square is 1, plus 4 is 5. Now you can see the denominator is not having any I, it is not a complex number format, it is real number. So 8 minus I by 5. So remember, when you do z1 by z2, denominator you have to take the conjugate. If it is in this format, just remove I, that is what our aim. And wherever I square is there, just substitute its value. Next we will be discussing power of I. According to our assumption, the value of I is root of minus 1. If you square it on both sides, left side will be coming I square and right side will be coming as minus 1, square root will be removed. Then if you want to calculate I cube means just we can split I cube as I square into I, because 2 plus 1 when we add the power we will be getting 3. So I square into I we are splitting and we are substituting the value of I square. I square is minus 1, so minus 1 into I, that is equal to minus I. Then if you want to calculate I power 4, that is we can write as I square the whole square, I square the whole square. So you just convert this power, you can relate this power with I square, that is what we have done. See here I power 3 coming time, but we have done is we split it as I square into I. And when I power 4 coming time, what we have done is I square the whole square is I power 4. Anyway, we have to relate it with I square, that's what we have to do. That is minus 1, I square value we know, that is minus 1 the whole square, that is 1. Next is I power 5. I power 5 we can write it as like this, we have to split first, that is I power 4 plus 1. I power 4 plus 1. What is I power 4? I power 4 is I square the whole square. So I power 5 we can write as I square the whole square into I. Again we know I square is minus 1. Then minus 1 the whole square. Minus 1 the whole square into I. Minus 1 the whole square is 1. 1 into I is I. Next is I power 6. I power 6 means this is 2 into 3 we can write, multiple of 2 into 3, that is I square the whole cube. 2 and 3 multiplying time, a power m the whole power n, that is a power mn. 2 and 3 multiplying time will get 6. Here also we have connected with I square. So we know the value of I square is minus 1, so minus 1 the whole cube, minus 1 the whole cube is minus 1. Then also we have divisions when the power is negative. I power minus 1, I power minus 1 coming means we can write it as 1 power I, because any quantity power negative means we can write it as denominator 1 divided by something we can write, and the power will be positive. So I power minus 1 means 1 divided by I power 1. I power 1 is I itself. So I think you are familiar with this one. A power minus n is equal to 1 by a power n. This is the formula. Then as we have discussed before, denominator should not carry an I term. So we have to remove it. For that, either we have to multiply with the conjugate. Here there is a single term is there, so only imaginary part is there, no need to go for conjugate. The same I we can take and multiply in the numerator and denominator. Then 1 into I in the numerator, that is I into I in the denominator. I into I is I square. I square the value we know it is minus 1, so we have substituted I divided by minus 1, that is equal to minus I. Next is I power minus 2. I power minus 2 is quite simple. We can write 1 divided by I power 2. When we take this one in the numerator, the power becomes negative. Now I square, when we get I square, it is quite easy for us because we know the value of I square, that is 1 divided by minus 1. 1 divided by minus 1 is minus 1. Next, we shall discuss some examples which are related to powers of I. I am just dividing the powers as even and odd powers. First of all, even power I power 10. I power 10 means since it is an even number, it is easy for us to divide with 2. So when we divide 10 with 2, we will be getting 5, and we will be using that two numbers, 2 and 5. I square the whole power 5. I square value, we know I square is minus 1 the whole power 5. And minus 1 power 5, here the power is an odd number, so the answer will be minus 1. Minus 1 and the power is an odd number means the answer will be minus 1. And minus 1 if the power is an even number means the answer will be plus 1. That is I power 40. Next example, when we divide with 2, it will become 20. So we can write here as I square the whole power 20. 2 into 20 is 40. I square, we know the value, it is minus 1. Minus 1 the whole power 20. Minus 1 the whole power 20. 20 is an even number. Since it is an even number, the answer will be 1. As I said before, if it is an odd number, the answer will be minus 1. Next is I power 58. When we divide with 2, we will be getting 29. So we will be writing as I square the whole power 29. I square value is minus 1 the whole power 29. 29 is an odd number, so the answer will be minus 1. Minus 1 power an odd number, so the answer is minus 1. Then I power 11. You can see here 11 is an odd number. Power is an odd number means we have to split nearest even into I. Nearest even into I. So I power 11 means nearest to 11 the even number is 10. So I power 10 into I. I power 10 means we can write it as I square the whole power 5. I square the whole power 5 means I square value, we know I square is minus 1. So minus 1 the whole power 5. Reduced as a step. Okay, remember that I have reduced a step because this reduction is necessary, especially we are dealing with multiple choice questions. I power 10. I power 10 means I square the whole power 5. I square value is minus 1. So minus 1 the whole power 5. Then into this I. Minus 1 the whole power 5. Minus 1 power odd number. So it is minus 1. Minus 1 into I is minus I. Next is I power 21. I power 21 means nearest to even number is 20. So I power 20 into I. You can see here I power 20 means just minus 1. Just take the half of this power. Minus 1 the whole power 10, because we are dealing with, we are making it to relation with I square, that's why. So 20 we can write it as 2 into 10. So that's what it is. I square when we take together it is minus 1. The balance is power is 10. That's what that 10 is coming here. So minus 1 the whole power 10 into I. Then minus 1 power 10. 10 is an even number. So the result will be plus 1. Plus 1 into I is I. Remember this here, these two examples I have used the mental calculation. Here detailed explanation. If you feel this one is difficult, just take this process and follow here. And I advise you to follow this method because since we are dealing with the multiple choice questions, the time is a factor there. So this type of calculations you need to practice. Next we shall discuss the modulus of complex number represented by mod z. Here mod z, there is a formula root of a square plus b square. A is the real part and b is the imaginary part of complex numbers, because the general form of a complex number we know that is a plus ib. And let's take an example. Z is equal to 3 plus 5i. Modulus of z means the root of a square plus b square. A is 3, b is 5. So root of 3 square plus 5 square. 3 square is 9, 5 square is 25. Then root of 9 plus 25 is root 34. Then another example, if you take z is equal to 3 minus 4i. 3 minus 4i, here little bit of adjustment. 3 plus minus 4 into I. Not necessary to write. When you take, you just be careful. A is 3, b is minus 4. That is the way. If you take, it is fine. This step is not necessary actually. Modulus of z is equal to root of a square plus b square, the formula. Then a is 3 and b is minus 4. So 3 square plus minus 4 the whole square. 3 square is 9, 9 plus 16. 4 square is 16, minus 4 square is 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. Root of 25 answer is 5. Then conjugate of complex number. This little bit we have explained before, but here just in detail we will explain. The representation is z bar. Conjugate of a complex number representation is z bar. Let's take an example. Z is equal to 3 plus 5i. Conjugate is just to take the symbol here, just to put it opposite. That is, Z is 3 minus 5i. Next is Z is equal to 4 minus 6i. Here minus 6i means conjugate Z bar is 4 plus 6i. Next is Z is equal to minus 4 plus 5i. Here the conjugate will be this portion. Okay. Plus we will be changing as minus 4 minus 5i. So I think through these examples you are now clear about taking conjugate of complex numbers. Next we shall discuss the exercise questions. First question from exercise 5.1. Express the given complex number in the form a plus ib. Here a plus by ib is the general form of a complex number. A is the real part and b is the imaginary part. The first question, 5i into minus 3 by 5i. Here the product is mentioned. What we have to do is, first of all, just multiply it, just remove the bracket. 5i into minus 3 by 5i is equal to just 5 into minus 3 by 5, means the real numbers we are taking separate. 5 into minus 3 by 5 into, again here one I we left out and here also one I it is there. So I into I. Okay. Then here 5 and 5 we can cancel. Then we will be getting as minus 3 into I is I square. Now we are familiar with this I square. I square value we know. I square is minus 1. So just substitute that value here. Minus 3 into minus 1. Minus 3 into minus 1 is 3. So this is the real number. Only real part is there. But our format is a plus ib. Simple. Just put 0i. If you put a plus 0i, then that will be our imaginary part. That is 3 plus 0 will be putting. This 0 we can change as 3 plus 0 into I. So this is the format in a plus ib. Next we shall discuss question number 2. Express the given complex number in the form a plus ib. Here I power 9 plus I power 19. This is the given complex number. We have to convert this one into a plus ib format. So I power 9 plus I power 19. First of all, we have to split this one as even and odd, means the nearest even number into one odd power, like that. Here also 9, if you consider, the nearest even power is 8 plus 1 format. Here the nearest even number is 18 plus 1 is 19. That format we are going to split. So I into I power 8, you can see here I power 8, here I power 1 plus 8 is 9. Then here 19 we split as 1 and 18, I power 1 into I power 18. Then this I power 8 we have to convert as I square of something, because I square value we know. Here power is even, so it is easy to convert, because if you divide 8 with 2 will be getting 4, means I into this I power 8 we can convert as I square the whole power 4. And what we have done is, how this 4 comes in the sense, just to divide this 8 with 2, because I square we need separately, that's why. So I square the whole power 4, then 2 into 4 is 8. And here also same thing, I power 18, since it is even, yes, we can write it as 2 into 9. So I square the whole power 9. Now I square value we can substitute. I square is minus 1. When you substitute I into I square value is minus 1 the whole power 4 in plus I into again I square value is minus 1 the whole power 9. Now minus 1 the whole power 4 means it is an even number. Minus 1 power an even number means the answer is plus 1, and minus 1 power an odd number means it is minus 1 answer. So what we have to do is I into this answer is 1. As I said before, minus 1 the whole power an even number means answer will be plus 1. Minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1. 4 times minus we are multiplying, that means minus all changes to plus. Then here minus 1 the whole power 9, the power is an odd number, then the resultant answer, the final answer will be minus 1 with a negative sign we have to write. Then simply if you say minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 3 times, so it is minus 1 is the answer. So the power is an odd number means the final answer will be a negative number. Then here 1 into I, that is I. Here also minus I into 1, that is minus I. Now you can see I minus I is 0. Now the answer is 0, but we have to write it in a plus ib format. Simple. Just write it as 0 plus I into 0. This is in a plus ib format. Move on to the third question. Express the following in the form a plus ib I power minus 39. This is what the question. So I power minus 39. When you observe here, the power is a negative sign. So just we can write it as positive when we write it in the denominator. That is 1 divided by I power 39. Then as before, this 39 we can split. 39 we can split, since it is an odd number. We can write nearest even number into I. That means I power 38, 39 nearest even number is 38, I power 38 into I. Then as before, this 38 we can divide with 2, 38 divided into 2 means 19 will be coming. Then we can write it as I square the whole power 19, I square the whole power 19 into I. Now when you multiply 2 into 19, you are getting 38. Now I square value, we know I square value is minus 1, so let's substitute it. That is 1 divided by minus 1 the whole power 19 into I. Now you see, minus 1 power is an odd number. When the power is an odd number, the final answer will be minus 1. So 1 divided by minus 1 into I, that is minus I. As we have discussed before, the denominator is having again I. We have to change this format. We have to bring the I to the numerator. So what we have to do, just multiply minus I to the numerator and the denominator. Same quantity what is there in the denominator, multiply it in the numerator and the denominator. That is 1 divided by minus I into minus I divided by minus I. What we have done, minus I we multiplied in the numerator and the denominator. Now denominator together we can take minus I into minus I, that is minus into minus plus I into I is I square. Numerator is 1 into minus I, that is minus I. Minus I divided by I square. Now we know I square value, I square is minus 1. So minus I divided by minus 1, then minus minus we can cancel, we will be getting as I. This we should be writing in the format, we should write it in the format a plus ib. So I, the imaginary part is there, so what we can do, just add 0 in the first part, real part, 0 plus I. So this is the required format. Next we shall discuss question number 4. Express the given complex number in the form a plus ib. So here a plus ib format we have to bring. Question is 3 into 7 plus i7 plus I into 7 plus i7. This is just like an algebraic expression we have discussed before also. Just remove the bracket, that's all. That is the first step we have to do. 3 into 7 plus i7 plus I into 7 plus i7 is equal to, multiply it, 3 into 7 it's written, then 3 into i7 that is written, then I into 7 that is here, I into i7 that is also written. Then little bit of calculation, 7 into 3 is 21, then 7 into 3 21, then I plus 7 into I, that is 7i, I into I, that is I square into 7. Now I square value we know, that is minus 1. Let's substitute 21 plus 21i plus 7i. This I square is minus 1, minus 1 into 7. Then here 21 plus 21i plus 7 into I, here minus 1 into 7. That is the only calculation we are doing in this step. Minus 1 into 7 is minus 7. Now we can see 21 minus 7. 21 minus 7 we have to take together. Then the imaginary part, 21i plus 7i. Then 21 minus 7 is 14. 21i plus 7i. 21 plus 7 is 28i. This is in the format a plus ib. Next we shall discuss question number 5. Express the given complex number in the form a plus ib. 1 minus I minus of minus 1 plus i6. That is the question. Just to remove the bracket, that is the first step. 1 minus I, here there is nothing is there to multiply, just write as it is. Then minus into minus of minus 1, that is first. Then minus into plus is minus i6. Then 1 minus I, then minus into minus is plus 1 minus i6. From here directly you can come to this step. It's not necessary to write this step. If you wish to write, or else you can directly come here. You can directly write 1 minus I, it's written minus into minus plus 1 minus into plus minus i6. Directly also we can write. Then 1 plus 1, that is 2, minus 1i minus 6i, that is minus 7i. This is in the format a plus ib. Next question is question number 6. Express the given complex number in the form a plus ib. Here 1 by 5 plus I into 2 by 5 minus 4 plus I into 5 by 2. Here also nothing is there, only fractions are there, and there is a minus sign. That is the only work we have to do. Just remove the bracket. When we remove 1 by 5 as it is, plus I into 2 by 5, remove the bracket, minus into 4, that is minus 4, minus into plus, that is minus I into 5 by 2, that is written. Now just to bring the like terms, that is 1 by 5 and minus 4 together we can take, and here I into 2 by 5 and I into 5 by 2 together. Then here 5 we can take LCM. When we take 5 LCM, just to multiply 5 with 4. So 1 minus 4 into 5 by 5, plus here 5 and 2 denominators are there. 5 and 2 LCM is 10. 10 if you take LCM. Here denominator 5 is there. That means you have to multiply 2 with these 2. So 2 into 2. And here denominator is 2. Means we have to multiply 5 with this 5. So 5 into 5 divided by 10. So I we kept outside because for easy calculation purpose. Then 1 minus 5 into 4, 20. So 1 minus 20 is minus 19. Minus 19 by 5 plus 2 into 2, 4 minus 25. 4 minus 25 is minus 21. Minus 21 by 10 into I. Next we shall discuss question number 7. Express the given complex number in the form a plus ib. Here 1 by 3 plus I into 7 by 3 plus 4 plus I into 1 by 3 minus of minus 4 by 3 plus I. There are 3 brackets are there. Just simply you have to remove the bracket. Removing bracket in the sense there is nothing to multiply. You can see here there is only a minus sign to multiply inside. So just like the previous question, previously we have 2 terms we have added, 2 terms each. But here there will be 3 terms. Here you can see 1 by 3, 4 and plus 4 by 3. And here 7 by 3, 1 by 3 and minus 1. Just do the calculation and write it in the format a plus ib. This you will do it as homework. Dear students, today we have discussed the basic concepts of complex numbers and we have solved first 7 questions from exercise 5.1. I request all the students to go through the definitions and work out problems. And while practicing, if you have any doubt, please note it and keep. We will discuss it during the discussion session. Thank you for watching.